Um, Sorry about that. Hi, friends. Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is May 27th, 2014. Time for our daily Forex chart review. Basically, in these sessions, I share the trades I'm placing, adjustments to existing positions that I have on the market, all as a part of helping traders learn. The idea is you can sort of watch me trade, learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes. We can learn together. Of course, a lot of the information I'm presenting to you may be unfamiliar to you. We have a lot of information to help you get up to speed on InformedTrades.com, also covering many other styles of trading, trading other markets, a whole bunch of information. Check it out. Register as a member, set up a practice account, share your trades, share your experiences. We can all learn together. That's the idea. Let's get started with taking a look at some charts. Bitcoin is a trade that I currently got in recently, and I just wanted to highlight this. I'll be commenting a little bit more on it because I'm going to be trading a little more. My profit target on this is probably going to be right around here. In fact, let me put that in there. I think this is a really good profit target here, this green line here. Um, and, and actually, I'll be risking a little more. I've sort of I didn't clarify this trade fully, but I probably want my stop right around here, I'd say. So I'm risking I got in at around 500. I got in right here, 515, let's say. So I'm risking about 215 to gain over. So this is about 2 to 1, which is normally a little more than 2 to 1, which is not. I like a little better reward risk. Um, But I think this is interesting, and if price can get up to 984, I'll probably hold. I'm viewing this similar to the Japanese yen. There's a off shot that price can go up significantly. I mean, well beyond its all-time highs. And so I'm just putting in. I view this as a bit like a lottery ticket or a small cap stock where I'm putting in a little bit. I'm willing to risk everything I put in, but I need to hold out to justify that. I need to hold out for a significant gain. So I need to be willing to entertain the idea of Bitcoin trading at $4,000, $5,000 per coin, even higher, maybe even in the 5-digit realm. But outside of that, this pattern right here, and let me actually highlight that with a rectangle. Um, Whenever you see something like this, and this is what intrigued my interest in Bitcoin, purely from a trading perspective. When you see something like that, and the 50 simple moving average, and the 200 exponential, that's really interesting. That signals to me accumulation zone power. There's a lot of buying activity going on, and once they're finished, it sets a stage for price to go much higher. And I think we're in the early stages of that now. Now I wanted price to clear the 200 exponential moving average, the 50 and the 200 exponential moving average, since they were nearby. I also wanted price to go above this trend line. And if we look at it from a logarithmic scale, I wanted to go above that trend line as well. So all of those requirements were met. We broke out of this accumulation zone, the rectangle. We closed above the 50, above the 200, and that's where I entered here, right here. And now we've had a couple of big days, a couple of nice days up. So I think that's interesting. Again, with Bitcoin, I'm commenting on it purely from a speculative standpoint. I think it's kind of interesting in that regard from a technical perspective, and on the off chance, I think it's worth the speculation that, one, technically there's a good buying opportunity now, a reasonable trade, low risk to get here, but I think there's also a small chance that it could go to much higher levels if it actually does get some type of adoption in some way. There's lots of applications being built on top of it. So Bitcoin's something I think it looks like it's going to be around for a while. There's a lot of interest in it. So I think it'll be something that I'll look into trading a little more and commenting on it a little more as well. Okay, a much larger focus I have, and a larger portion of my net wealth is in gold. Today we're seeing a big down day in gold. And actually, here's another opportunity where I can put in a nice triangle here. This is really the key range to watch. Okay, so we're still in that range. We're near the bottom of it. If we close below this range, I think that could easily set the way down to 1180. If we break out to the upside, this is the range we've been in, since when's this going back to? In fact, it could even be extended further, really. You can actually put it all the way back here. Right. So going back to mid-March, 2 months now, we've basically been in this trading range. When a breakout occurs, I think it's going to be powerful. There's either a whole bunch of sellers trying to covertly sell or a whole bunch of buyers trying to buy without pushing the price up. So one of those two things is going on. I'm inclined to think it's buying, but we'll find out. Let's see what price tells us. That's gold. Same situation that we've been in for months. Okay, now let's take a look at the Forex trades that I have on, which is what I'm actively trading and what may be of more interest for those on a short-term perspective. I did have, let's actually review what's happened to my account since the last video that we did on Friday. I did not, and yesterday was Memorial Day in the United States, a national holiday, so I did not. I sort of took a holiday as well and did not put out a video, did not trade. Euro US dollar, unfortunately, I had this position stopped out, but that's of course part of the trading. Yeah, this was a poorly, in hindsight, I really should have thought about this. I had my stop right where the 200 exponential moving average is, so I don't really think that's a good idea. I should have put it a little further out or a little higher or something. I couldn't have made it work. Hindsight's always 20/20, but it seems that the trend was not as strong as I initially thought, and that's really the moving average was sloping down. We were between the 15 and 200 exponential moving factors a little more serious or giving them greater credence. I'd observed them, but thought that the other factors were more important. Clearly, I was out of it. Of course, I'm tightly managing risk. No more than 0.25% of my account balance is risk on any given trade. So that's, with any loss I incur, it's not a huge deal. Of course, it's never pleasant, but I'm still well positioned to make those losses back. And nothing's really blowing out my account. Okay, now I currently have 4 trades on. Let's review those, and I have 2 orders that I just put on today as well. We'll get to those a little bit later, but let's review the trades that I have on. Aussie yen frequently. That shows a lot of what our discussions on Informed Trades about the yen. Personally, I'm very bearish on a long term. I think it's going to be a big opportunity, a big major trend, significant yen devaluation, and I sort of want to make sure I'm a part of that. So my strategy, as I mentioned before, is to try to build the largest position I can, safely build. That's the key part. Safely build the largest position I can, and ride that for the bulk of a long, short yen trend. That's sort of what I'm setting myself up for. I've been trying to set myself up for. So Aussie yen, I entered hammer off support, a great technical pattern I always love. So far, so good on that. Right now, we're at this orange line. I always like to find a resistance level or support level between my entry and target profit, and that level is where I will move my stop currently here to break even, move it up there, and that's a way of de-risking the trade, where if price comes back down and hits that level, I won't lose any money. I won't gain any money either, but I won't lose any money, which is important. So we might be able to de-risk this trade soon. And once a trade is de-risked, meaning I'm not going to lose any capital on it, I can now look at other trade opportunities, and that way I can sort of safely build larger and larger positions. Okay, that is Aussie yen. So far, so good on that, but and it might be time to move to break even. Not yet, but we'll see how today's candle closes. It very well could be. Canada Swiss. So far, this position continues to work out well, getting close to my profit target. You may recall I took out close half my position on this candle here back on May 9th, and I entered right around here, May 5th. So, I mean, in hindsight, I should have held on for the full position, but of course, I think it was a safe and reasonable thing, so I don't really take that back or regret it. I don't think that was bad trading. But we'll say now it's just a matter of holding on. Hopefully, it reaches the profit target at 82.99, 83 basically. So far, so good on that. Nothing really to do. Pound yen, another yen position I have on. This is also going well, and well, this looks a little more like exhaustion may come than Aussie yen. But we're also at that level where possibly today, if we get a little more of a rally, I'll be able to, let's zoom in a little bit, I'll be able to move this to break even. Um, So we'll see about that. That's and I may actually, part of me is tempted to move it to break even anyway because this looks a little bit like a distribution pattern here. But we'll see. I'll think a little bit about that. But no real action to take just yet. I definitely want to see how today's candle closes. And actually, I'll probably take a look at the 4-hour chart. Sometimes when I'm unsure of how to treat a trade, zooming into a lower time frame. We're still at the 400 exponential or 200 exponential on the 4-hour chart. Let's see if the market respects that. So far, it's not really, but this candle is pretty new. So the pound yen is definitely something I'll take a closer look at tomorrow and possibly even later today. Sometimes requires taking a look later in the day in the market. Although in general, I like to have my trading setup is so that I can do this 1 hour and I don't really have to worry much. But with pound yen, I may decide to take a look later and see if I need to make an adjustment, whether that's moving the stop to break even, taking a bit off. I probably won't take a bit off because I want to hold out for more of a gain. Generally, I really want 3-to-1 reward gains. Even if I'm going to take half off, I want 3-to-1 still on that. Okay, dollar Canada. That is the last position I have on. So far, so good on that, and this is another one. So the good thing is, I'm possibly there's a chance that I will be able to de-risk all of my trades tomorrow morning. Meaning all of my stops will move to break even. Here's the orange line. We're sitting right just below that, so that's good. If we close below this orange line, this support level here, support level. You can see it was tested a couple times here. Then I'll move my stop here down to here, and that'll be good. Now I did put on 2 orders today. One is on Aussie dollar, set to go long Aussie dollar. Okay, so basically price is right at the 50 and 200 exponential moving average. I'm also viewing this as a bit of a accumulation pattern, right? We saw it could be regarded as a hammer off support, and really I probably should have entered here, May 22nd. So maybe this opportunity, maybe I've missed this opportunity, maybe it won't come back. But we're right near the moving averages. I think this is enough of an uptrend. We have a little bit of a trend line here, although I don't get too much credence to this trend line. It's some support, but I think basically we're in an uptrend here. It looks sufficiently bullish. I really like these candlesticks here at support. And tight candles, small candles precede big ones. That's a simple idea. Small candle, small candle. Here's a growing candle. Let's see. I may be too late on this. My order is right here, 92.15. Stop is at 91.60, and my target profit is 94.28. So my reward risk on this is about 3.5, maybe just a bit less than that. So that's sufficient. I like the candlestick patterns. I like that we're at support. To me, it looks like an uptrend, and the moving averages are right here too, which I think is a worthwhile sign. Okay, that's Aussie dollar. I also have a short Euro Kiwi trade on. And here is a very clear downtrend. Prices below the 50 and moving average and 200 exponential moving average. We see this downtrend here, this swing high to this swing low. This black line here is also coinciding with this blue range, right? It touches one of the lines in this blue range. So this black 50% Fibonacci retracement. Price did peak above this, and we saw a inverted hammer, really nice reverse pattern. This might also be a bearish checkmate, meaning we haven't seen the market get a high above this. So the bears may be firmly defending this level. That's sort of how I'm interpreting it. Market hasn't been able to get past this high. This is a reversal candlestick off resistance. The 50 simple moving averages here. It's a 50% Fibonacci retracement from this swing low to this swing high. This swing high to this swing low. So we have a number of signs here. So I think that's always something I look for. A lot of confluence and a clear downtrend. This is really a setup I like. Short at 59.95. My stop is at 60.40. My target profit is at 57.50. So my reward risk on this one is about 5.5. So this is a trade I really like. Looks good to me. That's about it for where I'm at. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. Best of luck in your trading, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.